claim that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
13 million kids are bullied every day, and 3 million of those are absent every month because they feel unsafe in their own schools.
Had his head shoved into a wall locker. Some kids had told him to go hang himself, but he is worthless. When I found him that morning, we knew why Tyler did what he did.
What we get is nothing's wrong. We didn't do anything. Everything's fine.
We can make a difference for kids that don't have to go 4 years of torment and sadness and not want to go to school. My voice is not going to fall silent. I will go to my grave until a difference.
When we think about what are the side effects that any kid goes through, people really think about the basics, and it's the baldness and the nausea, but there's hundreds of things. The hard part, and I get a little emotional about it, is there are costs, there are huge costs, but she's here, and that's what we go for. So I think that the side effect that probably scares you the most, or what you think about, is what if it doesn't work, or how much time are we buying? And in her case, we're really lucky because we're still talking cure. We're not having to buy time. That's not what we're doing at this point. But it doesn't feel lucky all the time. Even on her lowest day, what I want is for people to understand it's happening to me, and it's always going to just happen to me. And I think that's why relapse, that side effect was really the worst, right? Because you felt like you served your time, you did what you're supposed to do. Her body went through everything, and it still happened. So I think when people say they understand pediatric cancer, that we've made huge strides, hell, leukemia, that now 90% of kids are being cured. Well, if you were a part of the 10%, how would you feel? People a lot of times think they can't help because they don't have tons of money, right? But every dollar adds. I think what I would say ultimately is it's hugely impactful in terms of the numbers of years lost for children and the impact on families and whole communities. And so we just got to keep trying harder.
Mackenzie's cancer was back. She had a fourth brain tumor that would prove inoperable. For the girl who did so much for others, friends, family, and strangers came together to give Mackenzie a 13th birthday like no other. A fairy tale party for a young lady who accepted her fate with more grace than a princess or an angel.
I'm just trying to make the best of the time that I have.
Absolutely. Are you worried about dying?
Nope.
As her classmates say goodbye, it's clear Mackenzie and everything she fought for will live in the hearts of all who ever knew her or knew her story. A lifetime's worth of love for her mother to hold on to.
I fall asleep with her laying next to me. I breathe in her breath every night. I held her when she took her first breath. I'm going to hold her when she's taking her last breath.
Jennifer Franciotti, WBAL TV 11 News.
Others believe by phone or text. Others have taken my belongings.
Others don't sit by me or talk to me. Others say they will hurt me. Others try to hurt me on my way to school.
I still remember the day. We were only around 8 years old. Every day, she wore us dressed to school. She had thin legs and even thinner arms, which I wondered back then how they would hold up her frail body. And often, after she stepped onto our school bus or an elementary school at Worthington, other children stared at her. They teased her and whispered. She just kept her head down as she held her belongings. One morning, after she boarded the bus, and as she walked the aisle to find an empty seat, 2 boys jumped up from their seats and pulled off her wig. She had cancer. She stopped walking and stood still with her hair dropped at her feet. The entire bus felt quiet, and even the 2 boys who did it froze. This was back when bullying wasn't addressed as much, and I never told the story to anyone before. I will always remember this as she said nothing and took a seat by herself.
And the boys who taunted her went back to talking to each other as though nothing happened. I remember looking at her, feeling heartbroken that she was treated that way. I remember smiling at her and remember talking to our parents about it that evening. Adults and children do this today, and they did it prior to the school bus incident. And with social media, it has only become worse. Could you imagine a photo of a girl standing with her wig on the floor being shared on Instagram for everyone to see and laugh at? See how many likes it receives? Celebrating differences is what we should practice.